It's Mario Lloyd, also known as Real Estate Guru PK, with the Realest Podcast. On the Realest Podcast, we talk about how to make a dollar, how to keep a dollar, and we touch on hot topics. We're launching my Patreon with my whole real estate portfolio, and you're also going to get the podcast before it goes out on all the platforms. You can find me on Instagram at Real Estate Guru PK. You can find me on YouTube at Real Estate Guru PK. And you can find my podcast on Instagram, The Realest Podcast. How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Guru Podcast, The Realest Podcast. I got a special guest, man, the Guru. I have like a lot of guests on my show, but I could truly say that we cultivated like a friendship.
Absolutely.
After the podcast, and that's rare. You're a really, really good dude.
I appreciate that, bro. Nah, yo, you took me around, showed me, made sure I got out the hood safe. Yo, we was in some hood spot that he owned some properties. And I'm like, yo, is it cool if I go to that store? He said, yo, let me take you to the right one to go to. You know what I mean? So I appreciate stuff like that, man. Cause growing up in certain environments, like, it's some places you don't want to go to or get caught at.
Mm-hmm. We was in South Park.
Yeah, that's where we was. South Park. Yeah.
That was like 2-3 years ago? How long ago was that podcast?
I had to be 3 years ago, maybe. Yeah, like probably 3 years ago now, because I had known you at least 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How you like Houston?
I mean, I love it. I just don't like the heat.
You like the heat?
Everybody moving down here. Houston always been a hot spot. It's just now in the last, I say, 15 years, people starting to catch on that, it's a hot spot. They got black excellence and all that. And each year in them 15 years, more and more people move down here in droves. I just couldn't deal with the heat.
Mm-hmm.
That heat different down here.
That is.
You know what I mean? But, I mean, other than that, Houston a dope city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a lot of women down here?
It's a lot, bro. Beautiful too. I mean, I know this. I mean, Texas got the most beautiful women, in the country. My personal opinion, you know what I'm saying? And this is coming from me back in my 20s when we used to go to Miami Memorial Day weekend. Me and my boys go to Miami Memorial Day weekend back in my 20s. Bruh, the baddest chick from Texas, Dallas. It's like, damn.
That's what Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco said. They said Houston got the best women in America.
I can't argue with that. Anything out of Texas, I can't argue with that. You know what I'm saying? I know Charles Barkley always be dissing San Antonio.
Yeah, he does.
He dissing. I haven't been to San Antonio. I don't know what it is, but it's in Texas, and as you know, everything bigger in Texas, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. Yeah.
So what brings you to Houston?
Man, I was down here for a little, you see, I got these VIP joints on my wrist, man. I was down here for a little party, a pool party.
Pool party?
I went down here for a pool party. So I don't get out much. So I really be enjoying myself when I do. Yeah.
Let's talk about, not the latest lie, but one of your lies, you was talking about how skinny it is now in real estate.
Outside, bro.
Yeah, that was like informative, and then it was like entertaining at the same time.
Yeah, bro. Listen. I did that video. It's 11 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm going to just post it. Bro, that joint took off, bro. Like, people was really watching 11 minutes.
Yeah, I did. I watched the whole 11 minutes.
Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes if a video too long, I won't watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I appreciate that people, deal with me and respect my brand and authenticity. So, yeah, man, it's just been, the last 2 years has been skinny outside in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Can you still make money in real estate? Yes. Can you still make a lot of money in real estate? Yes. But you got to have the right strategies and you have to adapt the right techniques. If you doing things that you was doing 5 years ago, now, man, it's getting real skinny. It's not the money ain't in bulk like it once was. Like whenever that was in 2022, it was the fourth quarter of 2022, interest rates went up. And, the market just started to slow down, and it slowed down more. In the last 2 years, it's been just different. Like, I don't know if you got caught with doing flips, anything like that, but flips is slower to move. All right. And buyers got the upper hand. In the buyer's market, buyers, I play in the first time home buyers price point. The reason why is because, like I said in that live, if they don't sell, I can always refinance and keep it as a rental. All right. When you playing in them $500,000, $1 million homes, you refinance and it still ain't gonna cash flow as a rental.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, flips are harder to sell. They're moving slower, and some places they move at all. Like this one I had in the market 300 plus days, huh? And I just refinanced and made it a rental. And I said, I'll wait. And in this particular market, the buyers are choosing new. Like if they can get a new house for 250 to 300, and here it is, I'm on the market. We dropped the price down to like 225 and all that. I go new, and get this, because most people think new is better when actually that's not the case all the time. Like there are some terrible builders out there who would do some shoddy work and not come back to fix your joint. But that slowed up. Wholesaling, bro. If you still doing local, man, you got hit, bro. It's real skinny. If you still doing local, you got to adapt to new ways. And that's one of the things I did, adapt to just doing new stuff, It was always called virtual wholesaling, but yeah, now I'm just going like statewide and things of that nature to sell deals and get things done. Like under contract right now, if it closed, I got like 40K plus in the kitty under contract in profits. But that's, hopefully we can get them to the closing table, but that's me going statewide. And I want to say that's 3 contracts, me going statewide. But it's just adapting, man. But it's all skinny outside, meaning the influencers even messed up. Mm-hmm. You had B. Simone, she was making all that money at one point. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now she on live, she was being transparent. I'm not clowning her or anything. Mm-hmm. She was at Krusty Krab. She had to go to Red Lobster. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Red Lobster got that $30 seafood boil. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like the money hit different. And I'm behind the scenes. I'm not going to put anybody's business out there, but like the influencers ain't making money like they once was, and that's a new market. Pre-COVID and a little bit after COVID, yeah, that COVID area, they was making money until they wasn't, a lot of influencers, man, and investors had to, especially real estate investors. I seen a lot of real estate investors that were just wholesaling and they were on top of the world when all you had to do was sell to a hedge fund. Yeah, some of them guys had to get, go get jobs. Guys had to, find somebody to take over their leases and things like that. Influencers getting cars repossessed left and right. Now here's my thing, bro. Some of these influencers, all right. It's a few cities they moved to once they start getting this influencer money. Mm-hmm. It's Houston. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say Houston is number one, but it's Houston, Miami, Atlanta where they moved to. Mm-hmm. And what do they get? They get the apartment high in the sky. Mm-hmm. Going up.
High rise.
The high rise joint with that nice view in the back, right? Now, I found out in Miami from reading somebody's eviction papers that was floating around behind the scene. Bro, this person signed up for $17,000 a month rent. All right, $17,000 a month rent. You know what I mean? In 2023, the number one repossessed car was the G-Wagon. You know what I'm saying? Now, people think because they getting money right now, that means they getting money forever. That ain't the case. You know what I mean? You just getting money right now. I always preach, and anybody I mentor, to live underneath your means. You know what I'm saying? If you making $150,000, live like you making $75,000. Don't max out the income because you at bare minimum. If you're in a situation, you're an entrepreneur, you've been blessed to make good money, or you've been blessed to make good money in general, you want to have 6 months of savings put up. In the event that, things get skinny outside right now, it's skinny outside. And these influencers, what they doing? Begging followers to buy stuff and all that, and things ain't moving. Are there guys making hella money? Absolutely. There are some guys who are always going to figure it out in each cycle to make hella money. But it's all about like, you got to just get, you have to be willing to do something different. Like the book, Who Moved My Cheese? Can't do the thing that worked yesterday. You got to do the thing that's working today.
So how you pivoting? What are you doing differently that you was doing like 2021, 2022?
Bro, I'm doing different now, bro. I'm going statewide, nationwide, all that. like far as wholesaling.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I'm doing new construction house, first time home buyer price points. So I'm building new. Now with building, that joint looks sexy, that joint look good online, but please keep in mind that the turnaround time is not 1 month, 2 months. You got to build the house to completion and then you go on the market. So please keep that in mind. That is not fast check. So you need some money coming in if you're not, if your savings is not, your savings account not on steroids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, right now, you know, it's cool and sexy to be a real estate developer, which is, you know what I mean, cool. And I'm not talking about just infill lots, somebody like building a townhouse community like they got across the street.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's cool and sexy, but bruh, it might take 6 months to a year before you break ground. So you need income coming in. So you gotta be in a good position, you know? And all that. And then it might take another 18 months to build out, depending on how big the community is, how large the community is. So, but what I'm doing differently, I'm building houses in the first time home buyer price point, and I'm wholesaling statewide, nationwide, you know, getting into that whole thing. Yeah.
Your new builds in Charlotte or somewhere else?
On the outskirts of Charlotte.
Outskirts of Charlotte, okay.
Outskirts of Charlotte, man. Everything expensive in Charlotte, bro. Everything, bro. So I'm going on the outskirts of Charlotte. Right now I got some new construction stuff going on in York, South Carolina.
Okay. Going back to like the beat, did you listen to the whole B Simone interview?
I just seen the clips. I ain't listened to the whole.
I seen the clips too.
You know what I mean? And with that, she was just being transparent.
Mhm.
But that was a conversation going on behind the scenes.
Exactly.
That was a conversation. It's been guys that pre-COVID, you couldn't get them on your podcast because they will only do theirs. Now, when that influencer recession hit, they, you know what I mean, they had a reasonable fee. Like I know a dude, he got his IG popping. Young cat, man, real cool, bro. He from Charlotte actually. I ain't gonna say his page because it's a national page. He was like, yo, bro, I was getting 15K, 10K, 12K to be featured on my page, not podcast, on my page. You know what I mean? He said, now? He said, yeah, he said, I'll try to squeeze 7,500, but it's like, yo, if I can get 5,000, you know, 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, you know, I work with a person now. He said, yo, and if I gotta fly you out, just take care of my expenses. But he was like, yo, sometimes he'd be like, yo, listen, you just give me 5, I'll make it out there, I get my room, and I feature you on my joint. And you know, this is somebody I really deal with. He was telling me, he said, yo, bro, he said, yo, I had my Miami apartment, moved to Miami. He was in Charlotte. He blew up, moved to Miami. And he's like, yo, listen, bro, I realized after all that money I was making, I had nothing saved. He said between the girls and the rent and, you know what I mean, and getting around the city and all that, he said, yeah, I'm waking up. I could charge somebody 10, 15, 7,500, get on my page, but it's like, I had nothing to save for, so show for. So he was like, "Yo, listen, what I did." He said, "I moved back to Charlotte and just, you know, live comfortably, and I'm gonna just fly to the city." He said, "Cause I gotta invest in something." I was like, "Yeah, bro. I'm glad you figured out. Yeah, he's real young. Glad he figured it out young. You know what I mean? Cause some of these older people are going through it."
Okay. You still have like a lot of friends you grew up with?
I ain't gonna say a lot that I grew up with. I'm gonna say more so we got a group chat. It's like that we real close, like, you know, family by choice. You know, you don't choose your family, but the ones you choose, those the ones that are sometimes the best for you. So with that being said, we got a group chat, like it's like 4 or 5 of us. But yes, I still keep up with people that I grew up to high school with, man. I got more of a connection with people that I went to high school with than I did within college. Because college, I probably talked to like less than 3 to 5 people from college. You know, 2-3 times a year. But with my friends from high school, I'd be happy when they reach out. Yo, what's good, baby? You know, because you get to see the whole growth. You know what I mean? We was all down here, and now we trying to get somewhere, you know, somewhere like that. When people from college reach out to me, normally they just want something. You know what I mean?
Do you feel obligated to help out your day one friends or no?
I think friends are friends. I would help them, but I'm not saying obligated. And that's why our friendships were so good and genuine, because they don't look for me like that. They don't look at me like that. They don't view me like that as an ATM machine. Because what people don't talk about, once success guarantees enemies. Guarantees enemy. It's gonna be people mad at you just because you're successful and they think you owe them something. So with that being said, man, fortunately, I've been blessed to have some, real good friends that, in my life that don't be needing $40.
What about your friends and like your brothers and sisters and stuff?
Siblings, yeah, they don't really hit me up too much because I've been created. I'm 42 now. I got fired at 29, been doing this full time ever since. When I got fired, that's when I started making a real bag, right? Real money. After I got fired, of course. And with that being said, now I've created boundaries and things like that. So I don't really got it bad as some people. Cause I be hearing some stories of people, vent to me or whatever, like they got it real bad with family and friends. And Caribbean people, it's like they're obligated. They're obligated. I ain't got that. I'm American Black. I ain't got that obligation and all that, man. And I know some people are gonna say, "Oh, see, this is wrong with Americans. They should feel obligated to help out their friends and family." But listen, bro, let me tell this quick story, bro. It was this Jamaican family on my block. This dude, it was a father and a mother. They was married. They had about 4 or 5 kids, and they had relatives living in the house because Jamaicans are real family oriented to help everybody around them. Man, this dude, I used to see growing up, I would see the mother and father both go to work, both take care of business, both make sure the kids get to practice, home cooked meal, all that. I seen that, right? Meanwhile, everybody else in the house, they would just be in the house. That's it. Walk to the liquor store and do all this. So I remember I came home to visit one time, and I was asking about the father of the family, and man, broke my heart when they said like, yeah, he died. He was only like I was in my 20s at the time. He's only like in his 50s, but it was just one of those situations where it's like, yo, bro, like you had all these people around you. They couldn't make sure you was eating right. They couldn't make sure your mom was right. They couldn't give you a space to take care of your health. And all you did was work, take care of this household. And some of the kids, they moved out and did their thing. But some was like, yo, bro, I wish you would have never helped you. Because you ain't do nothing with it.
Man, stress is like that can slowly kill you.
No, it's been killing. It's been proven by medical doctors, not from NASA, not from the Duru, by medical doctors. Stress can kill you. You know what I mean? That's why it's good to have high standards, because high standards, will create a low blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know about high blood pressure, man, high blood pressure is a silent killer. High cholesterol is a silent killer. So you got to get those things under control and take care of you, and not really let everybody else weigh you down with their problems. Because, bro, you got people, right, that they'll give you all their problems, and now you walking around with their problems the whole day. You know what I'm saying? You can't even focus on getting what you need to get done. And they wouldn't put the time and effort to solve their problems. They'll just hand them off to you. So you got to be careful out here.
Has ISIS affected you in any way? I know in Houston, like I was talking to my lender, my private hard money lender, he said that a lot of these new builds, new constructions, they slow down because ISIS picked up like all their workers and stuff. So
I mean, it's happening in Charlotte. I ain't gonna say it happens directly to me. I mean, I just had situations where it's like, yo, I reach out to a guy and his wife had to call me because she speaks English, and like, yo, he's not coming outside right now until we get the paperwork straight. So because ICE, they running down, you know what I mean? And in reference to that, I mean, whatever you want to consider him, a racist president, whatever you want to consider him, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, if you like him, if you don't like him, whatever. But every time we get this kind of president, historically, people start to see what black people have been talking about for centuries. I've seen a lot of videos being posted of minorities saying like, yo, I thought black people were making it up. I thought they were. I even seen white people make videos like this. Cause like, yo, they like, yo, Jose's a good guy. Mm-hmm. He's not a criminal. Yeah. He's a good, they just snatched him up.
Like, why he cutting the grass or something? They snatched him.
Why he cutting, you know what I'm saying? Like, why he cutting the grass and whatever the case may be. But a lot of people are waking up at this because for centuries, we've been saying it so long, people been thinking we've been lying and making it up. Like, yo, cause we black. Now you have these average people with power and they're going after these minorities. And some of these, I don't know if you've seen some of these stories, some of these minorities are being sent back to countries they've never been to. Just because of where their parents was born. They could have been, like one dude, I want to say this was in Texas, he was born on an army base, all right? A military base in Germany. Yes, his father was Jamaican, but he served in the military, born in the military base in Germany. And then, they got him in a holding cell, about to send him back to Jamaica. Even though, like, you got situations like that. In New York, we've been talking about black people, minorities, black and Spanish people. We've been talking about stop and frisk forever. Stop and frisk. Yo, the cops, we just walking. Man, y'all criminals. Y'all dressed like that. See, y'all shouldn't have been dressed like that. Y'all listen to that music and all this other stuff. You wear your hair like that. You know, they had every defense for like when black and Spanish, Latino people was getting jumped out on. They had every defense for the police. Now, there was a situation, right? But this is the situation. A lady, ice hopped out on the lady. The lady didn't speak Spanish. Mm-hmm. So they took her. The people in the street was like, yo, this is a daughter. Bruh, the cops took her. And fortunately, she was reunited with the daughter hours later. However, come to find out, she was visiting from another country and she had a visa. Mm-hmm. She had everything she needed. You know what I'm saying? But when you give these people power, you know what I mean? And they think you fit the description, regardless if you're a criminal or not, they don't care about that. Hey, man, it can happen. You can get snatched up.
So with your new bills, have you had any hiccups yet? Or
hell yeah, bro. I had to fire GC, bro. I'm doing my own. I'm doing my own, bro. I'm doing my own now. I'm not dealing with
what did he do to for you to fire him?
Bro, true story, bro. At first he was working, knocking it out fast. Bro, he put a used HVAC on a new house, bro. Brand new house, put a used HVAC. And then on top of it, the way we found out, it didn't work. So at first he tried to say, yo, it's the warranty. I just need $1,000 or I can wait until, I can call a warranty people. I said, just call warranty people. Bro, then eventually he came out like, man, it was a used, so I need $1,000 to pay. Bro, terrible, bro. So we had to let him go, and the work wasn't that good either. The work was terrible as well. Because he was trying to do a lot of work himself to keep majority of the money.
How much was you paying him?
I think we ended up paying like $140,000, $150,000 to build a new house.
You paid him that?
Yeah, he was a GC.
So that's all the material,
everything.
All the contractors,
everything,
$150,000,
everything. The house built, and the GC supposed to be managing it, but yeah.
So you're gonna start personally managing the property.
It's when I'm finished out now. I got called in the final. We had literally the plumber just called me. He had to fix something else in the property, and now he's testing everything. But yeah, so that's my goal. Just to do everything myself. Just go direct to subs with my new construction.
How much you plan on making on that?
I had on the second one I'm doing, the first one we sold, the second one I'm doing, I had to fire the GC mid. I probably only make about 30, 40 on it.
30, 40?
30, 40K.
That's not bad. That's really good.
I mean, it's good, but the next two, I'm going to start handle from front to finish. Should be faster and my profit margin should be larger.
Didn't you say you was bidding like a duplex or like an apartment?
The duplex. Yeah. I didn't get to that yet.
Oh, so you haven't started that yet? Yeah,
nah, that's behind my house. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get to that. I was saying fourth quarter this year, probably be first quarter of next year. But yeah, I'm going to do that as well.
Do you need a mentor to start real estate, or can you just get out? Can you get on YouTube University and make it happen, or do you need
Some people can, man. Some people can, man. If you start with wholesaling, what I recommend, because the least amount of risk, you can lose less money. Do you need a mentor to get into real estate? No. Should you? Yeah. You're going to pay either way. You are going to pay either way. You got to identify what it is that you want to do, right? Identify what it is that you want to do. Meaning that, do you want to build new houses? Do you want to wholesale? Do you want to own rentals? Do you want to flip houses? You got to identify your niche. And I would recommend, yes, you get a mentor or a coach for that guidance, because going out there doing it alone, it can get tough. Yes, you can make a lot of money in real estate, but you can also become homeless in real estate. You know, people don't talk about that enough. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, like, yes, I would recommend you getting somebody, because you're going to pay regardless. My first flip in 2007, me and my man lost $7,000 a piece. You know what I mean? The person I went to consult on my new construction deals, right? Because with new constructions, the GC ain't smarter than you. All you need is the flow. Let's go first. Let's go second. Let's go third. Let's go fourth. Let's go fifth. That's all you need is the flow. And, you know, I think I end up, you know, he ended up charging me like $6,000 to consult or whatever and give me all the subs. But, you know, me and him, you know, your relationship goes stronger. Like, you know, me and you did one thing, and then, you know, we started texting and all this shit. After that, your relationship goes stronger. And then he was telling me, he said, yo, bro, he said, what you went through with the GCs, they did that to me. He said, yo, I knew another dude. He said, cause he came home from, the dude I paid, he came home from prison. You know what I'm saying? And, he was like, yo, I did my last federal bid. I was like, yo, I ain't coming back. And I started getting new construction. He was like, yo, last year I built 30 houses. He's like, yo, I started getting new construction, but he was like, yo, just how you came to me, I went to somebody and said, yo, bruh, they dusted me. Yo, how can I do this? He charged me what he charged me, showed me, and said, man, I've been up and running ever since. So, yeah.
Do you think I don't want to change the subject, but you think the Charlotte Hornets ever going to get it together?
Yo, we won the summer league, bro.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the summer league because I'm at that place where I kind of gave up on Hornets. You know what I'm saying? But yo.
Do you still go to the games? Or you stopped?
I went to one game last year because they invited me out.
Yeah. Oh, the organization?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard.
Man, nah, they was trying to get me to buy some seats. You know what I'm saying? The seats they tried to get me to buy was like $33,000. And
that's for the season though, right?
For the season, but now remember we in half the season, so they was like, nah, listen, you only pay for half. Okay. Then they came back, it's like, nah. They're like, yo, listen, we got another one. We'll let you pick 12 games or 6 games in this seat, all premium games. And you could be sitting right here, because my seats, I was second row behind the basket.
I saw that.
Yeah, so they was like, yo, you all the premium games. I'm like, y'all ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? These seats, you know, $30K plus for these seats in Charlotte. So I'm not, you know, going, it's skinny outside. So I ain't gonna put myself in the awkward position trying to pay for some seats. You know, fortunately, the lifestyle I created, I can handle. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna add on extra things that's gonna stress me out and cost me money. You know what I mean? It cost me a grip. But yeah, do I think I used to say we're gonna get a finals before 2030, but I think ChatGPT has us win the finals like 2060 or something.
60?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah, bro. Like, you know, we won the summer league. That ain't good for nothing. Cause you know, once the NBA, you know, that's just a different caliber of player. But I don't think we gonna get it together, bro. Like, it's not looking hopeful.
Do you feel like it's Michael Jordan's fault?
I ain't gonna say it's Michael Jordan. I ain't gonna say that. You got some people who do say that, but I'm not gonna blame that organization's legacy on the only black majority owner in all of sports, all major sports. I ain't gonna blame it on him. We just got a history of just making a bad decision. Michael Jordan didn't draft Kobe Bryant. That front office at that time drafted Kobe Bryant, and there's two sides of the story. it was a rumor saying that the Hornets was like, nah, he was like, he didn't want to play in Charlotte. Don't draft him. And Kobe said he didn't say that. If you Google it, Kobe said, I never said that. He's like, yo, I was just happy to be drafted. They came to me and said, yo, we got too many guards. We don't need no guards. We trade you to LA. All right. And the rest is history.
How you feel about Michael Jordan selling the organization? You feel like he should have held it for his children and his grandkids, or you feel like that was a good decision, like cashing out?
All right, I'm gonna repeat what his NBA colleagues said and associates said, that the organization was stressing him out so bad. And due to the product on the floor. And here it is. He got married. He got this new baby. He got this beautiful property in Jupiter, Florida. And so therefore, why stress yourself out like that? You the majority of it. Just go enjoy, the rest of your days with your wife and your newborn and all that. As far as he kept a minority stake.
Oh, so he still has ownership in?
Yeah, he still got a minority stake. He just sold his majority position for like $3 billion. And but he still has a minority stake. And as far as, his kids, they gonna inherit the Jordan brand. They get the Jordan brand. You know what I mean? And so with the Jordan brand, I think that will do very well. He has to pop off for the Jordan brand and not the Jordan sneakers like the one you got on, right? The Bugs Bunnies is what I don't know the number, but growing up we called them the Bugs Bunny when they first came out. And those classics, those are always gonna sell. You know what I'm saying? And I just think with that Jordan brand, he has to create a sneaker that works in the inner city that people want to wear. You know what I mean?
He got Team Jordans that are affordable.
He got Team Jordans that are affordable, but he the inner city got to pick up for him joints to really just take off. You know what I mean? When he got signed to Nike, Adidas and Puma was the number one shoe. They were number one, number two. They were fighting for number one, number two. Then Nike took the risk on him, gave him points off the sales. Nike took another risk by putting 2 black people in a commercial, Spike Lee and him. Bro, the joint hit hard. Inner city started wearing them, and whatever the inner city wear, that's what everybody else in the world wears. Now, the inner city never gets paid off of it. In the city, they just spend the money, and corporate makes the money. But like you got to get something that hits in the city for your sneaker to live on forever and not just be a fad.
Okay. So you feel like the Jordan brand is enough to give to his kids, not the team?
Yeah, I think the Jordan brand is enough because regardless of what, like the golf stuff and the clothes, that's still always going to sell. The actual Jordan brand, just the sneakers. I don't know what he doing sales, but them sneakers though, they don't hit in the city. The Team Jordan brand.
Let's go back to real estate. So that contract you suing, is that the worst situation? Is that the worst contract you ever had, or you had like a worse experience?
All right, I'm suing a contract on the commercial building. I can't get into details of active, but yeah, I'm suing him. That was a big loss, a big L. But like I was saying in that video, man, I had like 400K on the street that didn't come back the way it was supposed to. But I'm a hustler. You know what I mean? What Jay-Z says, lost 92 bricks, had to get it all back. I mean, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an entrepreneur, you are a risk taker. You take risks. They don't work out all the time. So, yeah, one of the, a large portion of that 400 was in that commercial building. So that never got finished. The guy just disappeared. So we are active trying to, sue him and go the legal route.
So
is that the worst? Yeah, I would say that's probably the biggest one, the biggest financial.
So he like ran off with the money basically.
Yeah, like just stop coming back to work. Stop coming back to work.
How much he ran off with?
He would do little stuff and then, it was like 100 and something that he ended up getting. Yeah, it was some real money. It was like 100 something thousand, you know what I'm saying? And just ran off. He was supposed to finish, the job, but didn't.
When situations like that happen, like you call your dad, you vent to your dad, like what you?
Nah, I'm a grown man. I just gotta take care of it. I gotta deal with it. You know, I gotta get through with it. I gotta, you still gotta walk it across the street. And it wasn't like $100K in a lump sum. It's just you do draws and everything else. But the work wasn't getting done. It wasn't getting completed to 100% finished. You know what I mean? So yeah, now I gotta go the court route so I could, go after him and hopefully get some financial relief. But when things happen like that, that's just part of the business, man. I just keep going. Wake up every day is a new day, man. You can't let that stuff, hold you back, man. Again, like the way, Jay-Z lost 92 bricks. He got it all back. He got it all back by getting back up. You can't stay down, Yeah, you could go feel sad and lay down, but you got to get up, man. Like things is going to happen. Life ain't going to be kind to you. Life is always going life. Now, this is some entrepreneur. I took some risks and it didn't work out. So now I got to deal with it and get through with it the right way. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is.
How you deal with stress? Like you work out? Like
I definitely work out. I definitely work out 3-4 times a week. Definitely work out 3-4 times a week, man. And so I got my stress relievers, which used to be going to the Hornets game. Nah, bro. But I get out, go to comedy shows, man, and I get out around the town. Like I like live sporting events, comedy shows, and eating good. I've been eating right, whatever, and keeping that weight off. 42, I'm not on no meds. Alhamdulillah. All praises due to God, man. It's a blessing. Because good health is rented. So with that being said, yeah, I mean, those are my stress relievers, just getting out, man. I spend a lot of time with myself and I get to think and, just relax. So
could you see you just say like you spend a lot of time by yourself. Could you see yourself getting married or being in
yeah, I could definitely see myself getting married. I mean, ideally I would like to get married and have a child, you know what I mean? But we going to cross that bridge when it get there or if it happens. Inshallah. So we'll see what's going on with that.
Is there like a specific type you got or it don't matter?
Nah, it's definitely a specific type. It's definitely a specific type, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, y'all keep jumping in the DM and we're gonna see what it do. The DM is open,
Have you taken any major losses like on flips?
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, but you just keep rolling. Like when you dealing with like residential, taking L's on residential compared to commercial is easy, bro. It's easy. Like the one the one I got active, I'm suing the contractor. That is on a commercial building. Like that's some commercial. Commercial building come with some big bills. But nah, bro. Like yeah, residential, absolutely. Yeah, I took some L's, bro. It happens sometimes. My lenders never lost money though. My lenders never lost money. So if I got to cut a check at closing for the lenders to get paid, I do it. And still have those relationships. Have
you been a hard money loan company for somebody else, or you haven't done that before?
I have not done that before. I have not, did some partnership on deals, but nah, I haven't been a lender on a deal before. Now my partner that we have partnered up on deals, we own the commercial building as well together. He's been a lender, whereas the person had to end up filing bankruptcy, but the person was honorable, called everybody and told them, this was going on. Don't think I'm running from the debt. I'm going to pay it. That person's family member got him caught up in a crazy lawsuit. And working with family sounds good, but we got to be real with ourselves because we got family members and friends that should not be around money. And in this specific case, this person's family member ran off with a bunch of money and got caught up in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, and they shared the entity. So of course he got affected.
Okay. What you do for fun?
I mean, the comedy shows. Comedy shows. I like to eat good. Live sporting events.
You travel?
I ain't been traveling like that. I've been the last 2 years. I just been doing domestic.
Been chilling.
Yeah, I ain't leave the country since my 40th in Egypt, man. I ain't Nah, bro, like the last 2 years, I ain't really been traveling much. And that's because I ain't been in a relationship. I'm not married and anything like that. So I ain't really had nobody to go out the country with. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, nah, I've been just chilling, you know, just doing domestic joints, getting my mind together.
Would you move to Dubai with your boy?
I mean, I like America, bro. I mean, I ain't one of those. I think this is the greatest country. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got our problems and all that, but I like America. I ain't gonna say, I don't see myself, you know, living outside the US. That joint worked for him. He always been on that, you know, do some new stuff, you know what I mean? Type stuff. So yeah, but y'all don't buy into all these influencers. Moving to Dubai, move to Africa. You got to pay your rent up front for the year in some of these places. So, that credit system that we have in the United States of America, that's a USA thing and a UK thing or whatever. Like in Africa, they be owning them houses cash. Them beautiful houses, cash. The beautiful cars, they own them cash. You know, they pay that stuff off cash. So being that the investor buys the house cash, he makes you pay your rent up front. So if you sign a 1 year lease, you got to pay for 1 year up front. You sign a 2 year lease, you got to pay for 2 years up front. 3 years up front. You know what I mean? So that's how that go in them countries. So you better be right, or you really gonna be living in a hut like they used to show us back in the 90s that Africa was poor. So keep in mind before you go into these places and know the law of the land. You know what I'm saying? I know somebody, they went down to Dubai, being American, end up owing some debts, and they knew they was calling around. The reason I found out, they was calling around asking for money because they knew if they showed up at the airport, you get arrested. If you owe debts and you show up to the airport trying to leave, they'll just arrest you and put you in debtor's jail until the debt is paid.
So how are you supposed to pay it off if he's in jail?
They are doing it because after this person was telling me the situation, I had to Google this because I couldn't believe it. They are doing it. It's like a ransom. They hoping friends and family will pay. They say it was a guy. He owned like 120 rupee or whatever that is. I don't know what that is. They say he's been in debtor's jail for like 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, bro, for a debt. What this person did. Let me get to the end of the story because I don't want this is just wild. They took the rental car, being that they didn't have no place to stay. They thought they can just keep the rental car for extra days and weeks and sleep in the car. You know what I mean? On some American joint. Well, when the rental car people finally got the car back, they like, yo, you owe us this. And I ain't got it. Okay. Well, she found out that they put your name in the system, show up to that airport, you go into jail until I get my money. So yeah.
That's the first time I heard that. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, this is a lot of countries have debtor's jail, but I'm specifically talking about Dubai. But people gotta go over there and know the law of the land. Like I sat down when I was in Egypt, I sat down with this one dude, he said, bro, I rented a Lamborghini, a Ferrari. I'm speeding through town, having a good time with it. He said when he returned the car, he had $15,000 worth of speeding tickets. They was catching them because the lights got the speedometer on them. They take a picture of it. He said, yo, now granted, he's in a situation where he can pay it. You know what I mean?
So you said 15,000?
15,000 and speeding tickets.
Damn.
He said, yo, he had to swipe the Amex.
Wow.
Had to swipe the Amex instead of the day. He had no choice. He wasn't leaving the country.
So when he returned the car or when he was at the airport?
No, he returned the car.
Damn.
They had it all like in the system. Like, yo, he said he did the calculations. It's a USD. So, yo, Joe, was 15,000. Then he told his man, he had a business partner. He told his man, like, yo, it's a real strict country. Because if you guys go on YouTube, you can see this on the YouTube videos about Dubai, right? You can leave your MacBook on the table in the coffee shop, leave 8 hours, come back, your MacBook is still there. Like, and there's people that done videos on this in Dubai. Like, it's little to no crime because they take crime seriously.
They scared.
Yeah, people, bro. And it's a Muslim country, so it's a peaceful country. So they don't do all that. Ain't no girlfriend, boyfriend. You get pregnant by law. All right, by law, if you are shacking up, meaning girlfriend, boyfriend, and your girlfriend gets pregnant and she's not married and you are not from there, you got to go. All right, you got to get out the country. And this has happened. So with that being said, he said he came back, swiped it. He said he warned his man. Said, yo, bro, they strict over here. Listen, don't do no middle fingers. Don't curse nobody out. Just be easy. These are non-blacks, by the way. These are not black people. The dude I was talking to, he was Egyptian, and I'm assuming man is like Egyptian or something. But he said his man got in the road rage. And stuck his middle finger up at the guy. Right?
Yeah.
Stuck his middle finger up at the guy. His man, left the country. They had some business in Dubai. They got a business in Dubai. His man came back to the country. Bro, they locked him up.
For the middle finger?
For the middle finger. So, he's like, yo, what's going on? I gotta pay a bill. Nah, you gotta wait, because the guy you stuck your middle finger up, that's illegal here. You can't do that. Like, all that American behavior stuff, you ain't doing no Like, all that, like, and if you stick your middle finger up in America and I decide to hit you, I'm going to jail. You know, and they gonna say, oh, well, that doesn't hurt you or anything like that. In them countries, no. Nah, bro. You ain't getting away with that. They not having that. All right, so he went to jail. I think he said that the man's boys tell me the guy made him wait in jail for like a week or two and told him like, yeah, nah, I want to drop the charges. Just release him. I just wanted to teach him a lesson. Don't come over here doing that. No, but he had to spend like 2 weeks in jail off that joint.
So how long he would have got if the guy didn't drop the charges?
I don't know. Like how long they probably would have just deported him. Like, yo, listen, we're going to make you do a little bid, like what we would call a county bid. And yeah, then you're going to get the hell out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, I heard you can't say you got a hotel room, you can't have nobody come like a girl you just met because you got to be married or something like that.
By the rules, correct. Rules do get broken a lot over there. Remember, that's where the rich guys from all across the world go to play. So, them girls will come up to your hotel, and, women in the night, they'll come up to your hotel. Like, I went to some club out there, bro. If you black and American, they let you in for free. They bring you in the club like, yo, nah, come in. They give you the red carpet treatment. Everybody be looking at you like all locals looking at you. They start talking black to you. What's up, my guy? Yo, oh man, bro, good to be. And then you get upstairs, right? I'm thinking it's a club. Man, it's a whole bunch of chicks up there. Whole bunch of chicks. And everybody looking at you and pulling on you. And, come to find out, they hustling. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, damn. Like,
so it's like Passport Bros?
Yeah, it's like but it's supposed to be a club. It's like some Passport Bro joint. But yeah. And nah, I ain't part of the Passport Bro crew. Nah, y'all could have that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You be nice to a passport bro out the country, he think he in love. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I mean, I just tell people like this, man, I could get a poor woman anywhere. I get a poor woman in America. Like, that ain't nothing I'm going after. You know what I'm saying?
What was the worst tenant you ever
had? Back in my early days, bro, I had this tenant, she did me so bad, I sold the house. I regret selling the house, but I sold the house. And anybody from Charlotte watching this, to my Hidden Valley, it was in Hidden Valley. I bought the house for $42,000. At the time, back then, when Charlotte had multiple hoods, pre-gentrification, if you bought a property in a certain location, you attracted a certain type of tenant. You ain't getting better than this particular tenant. And this was the mortgage was $350, it ran out for $750. You know, this is when you get a whole house, a 3-bedroom, 1 bath for $750. You know what I'm saying? HVAC and all that. So, and $750 was high back then. So, with that being said, man, I couldn't keep a steady tenant in there because of, you know, it was the neighborhood, whatever. My best tenant, end up leaving because they finally got qualified. They finally got the call to get into senior housing. But when she moved in, she's like, yo, listen, I'm just waiting for senior housing. So I got like 2 years out of her, you know, but, I had got this one tenant, bro. She was so, I didn't notice at the time, but I ran into the neighbors at Walmart. The neighbors told me like, bro, I said, hey, what's going on? It was like, yeah, what's up? I said, you still live? They said, no, we had to move. It was like, your house? Bro, the police was always there. She was, prostituting herself, had men coming in and out through the side window and all that. She was just like, yo, I just didn't like getting off of work and then seeing her drama right next door. So we moved, you know what I'm saying? So I was finally able to get her out because this property had a sub pump. A sub pump is when it helps them grind up the sewage to push it up to the street because the house is built below the sewer line. And the first one she burnt out, I fixed. The second one, she burnt it out because she was putting pads and everything in there. So I was like, yo, listen, you got to fix this. I ain't doing it. Mind you, there's only one bathroom in the house. Like we told you, you know, it was like the third time or whatever. And I had to replace the pump again because she burnt it out. So I said, yo, I ain't fixed. So she ended up leaving. Man, talk about roach infested, bro. Roach infested, nasty and everything. So she left the house so bad. With roaches and everything else, I just was like, yo, I'm selling it. If I could sell this house, I'm gonna get out. And that's exactly what I did. I sold that house. I was the motivated seller and just moved on with my life. But that was my worst tenant, man. She was so bad, had the neighbors moving and left me with a roach infested, messed up house.
I had a tenant like that too.
Yeah.
But they dumped the trash cans in the house and the German cockroaches just went everywhere and it was so bad. That was my introduction into real estate.
Yeah, it gets bad. And if you get into rentals, it's not if, it's when. You will get the tenant from hell. Okay? It will happen. It's just a part of the game. You know, you just do what you gotta do and move on from it. Don't dig that black hole into it and get caught up in it mentally. You know, just move on.
That was the last one, or like, or you keep?
That was the worst one.
The worst one.
That was my worst one. The last one, they haven't been that crazy, but that was just my worst one. She was just always causing problems. Like her kids, the son had end up getting juvenile life. For those who don't know what juvenile life is, and I was talking one of our other sons time. I said, yo, so we was talking about something. Like, yeah, my brother, he got juvenile life. I think he was like 15, 16. Juvenile life is 10 years. So he ended up doing a robbery and getting caught. This is how the conversation started. I said, yo, why are you on house arrest? What did you do to get on house arrest? Because he's a little boy. Said, man, I was with my brother and he robbed somebody. And he ended up getting caught and got juvenile life. So it tells me it wasn't his first offense. He probably had multiple offenses. He ended up getting juvenile life. The little boy was on house arrest. And the mother had a daughter. I found out the daughter was in middle school, already had 2-3 abortions. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. It's a mess. It was a mess of a situation, bro. Some kids really don't stand a chance. So,
you want to end the podcast with anything? Like anything you got going on?
Hey, man, listen. Right now, just follow me on my social medias. Right? Follow me on my social media. What do I mean by that, bro? Like, follow me on his Realestate Duru on all platforms. That's Realestate, one word, Duru, Doru, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Follow me and, don't buy anything. Just hear out my message. See if you like me. You know what I'm saying? And I always got something going on. So just check out the content, comment, like, subscribe, man. But be sure to comment and be active, bro. And, you can find me. I'm Nasser, aka the Realestate Duru. I'm not a guru. I'm a duru because I actually do this business. So if you Google Realestate Duru, you'll find me and see all my stuff.
Oh, I got one more question. Do you feel like you underrated? Like you feel like people kind of look over you as like one of the best?
Nah, bro. I don't, man. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I get a lot of love on the street wherever I go. Wherever I go, I get a lot of love on the street. Like the way I move, I be moving in some hood spots because, you know, that's where the best food is. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm the toughest guy. It's just where the good food is. So, and I get a lot of love in different cities across the nation. So so all the other stuff, man, they can keep, man, I appreciate all those who do support me though.
Okay. But I appreciate it, man.
No doubt.
Thank you for pulling up on me.